Hello, welcome to the weekend vlog. We're going to try and do one today. I'm dressed in some human clothes. This lovely thin blouse I got second from the charity shop, originally Zara. My first time actually wearing it, so yeah. So we are basically this weekend going to have an extended Craftanoon. I'm flying solo at home. Rye has gone camping. So yeah, sorted out all his stuff, got him sent off yesterday. So yeah, so the boyo is camping this weekend. Rather him than me, I'm not a camper. So yeah, so I thought we could have some crafty things. I thought we could basically try and finish off as many as my, like, we're going to do a handful of crochet whips, which are works in progress, and get them done. And then also I want to get some sewing projects done. So I have a little list, and I thought I'd read you my list, and then yeah, we will see how far we can get this weekend. But I thought we'll just have a productive weekend of crafting basically, because that is all I really want to do this weekend. And excuse the birds. And I thought, yes, let's do that. We're going to listen to some music, we might watch some movies and documentaries, and I've got to pop out this morning. Sorry, I've just spotted a spider. You snuck in. Yeah, I've got to pop out today because I'm going to go via my mum's house. What am I doing at my mum's house? Doing something at my mum's house, I've forgotten what. That's it, dropping off stuff. And while I'm there, I'm going to get some, sounds weird, foot measurements, but that is because I'm going to take down my homemade socks, so people, I can, number one, show them off, and number two, get people to try them on, and I can start getting an idea of what folks would want. So yeah, but let us go through our weekend aims is what I've put it as, because I'm realistic that all of this is not going to get done. So, you know, let's be real. Number one, I want to make a maxi skirt from the rest of my Joni crochet effect dress. Obviously I recycled the sleeves, so I want to recycle the skirt and make a maxi skirt. I want to finish off the tulip bag, so I need to make handles for that and attach them. I want to finish off my sister's bag. I want to, well, this one will get done because I started it technically gone midnight, so I did start this today, but you know, before I slept. I want to finish all the edges and weave in all the ends on this blue vest and give it a quick steam, because I'm going to take it to my mum's house and give it to her today. I want to finish off the pink double gauze jumpsuit I started to make this week in the weekly vlog. I have not found what, if you saw yesterday, which was Friday, I spent all day tidying, trying to find my bias binder maker. I cannot find it for love nor money. I have no idea where it is. Could I make bias binding from scratch? Yes. Do I want to? Really? No. So what I'm going, and I don't own any of the colour I need, so what I'm going to do is take a scrap out with me. I've got to go to my local sewing shop, fabric and sewing and wool shop today. It's all the same place. So yeah, so I'm going to, while I am there, because I need to go get shearing elastic for my socks to help bring in, one of them is baggier than the other on the green ones. So yeah, so I need to get some of that just to help with adding some elasticity to sock cuffs, which would be very sensible. My son did need some Velcro, but I found some while I was tidying up. But yeah, so instead of, because I now don't have, you know, money because I'm not buying Velcro because we had it at home, I'm going to get a couple meters of bias binding and just use that on my dress. I could just fold it over and tie hem, but I would prefer to bind it, so that is what I'm going to do for the jumpsuit. And then yesterday while I was tidying, I had a real fuck it chuck it in my fabric cupboard. I've made a bin bag of fabric and stuff, which is quite impressive. But yeah, I used to be a part of a fabric group years ago, and you could buy like little panels and stuff, and I still have these ones. These are Lego panels, so if I let a bit of fabric drop, so one says Ristorante, one says Pizzeria, and then it goes down with a Lego coordinating fabric. So what I'm going to do is just cut cut them out so they're just long strips. Although I'm tempted to actually cut them into squares. I might edge them with some fabric so they're wider. And then I picked out, while I was doing all my organising of all my extras, 2 zips that I can just sew directly on top, so they're much easier to sew, because I don't quite know where my zip foot is right now. But yeah, these are going to become 2 project bags that will be especially useful for when I'm making socks. So I've got little sock project bags that I can chuck in a bag. So that is another project I would like to get done, because obviously project bags are expensive and I know how to sew and they are very easy to make. So that is kind of my aim over the next, we're going to call it 48 hours, because obviously today and tomorrow is, yeah, we are going to see how much of that list we can get done. Thankfully I am already quite far ahead on the blue vest. If I take the hook out of the wall, make it a bit longer, there we go. I am doing a half double crochet all around the edge, and basically I've got this little bit here and then down here, and then I've done the edging. Then I just need to weave in ends and give it a steam. Then that one is ticked off the list, which is amazing. So yeah, so that is a cool one. What I might then do is maybe cut the Lego just cut the Lego fabric into the squares, because I think I will give it an edging, because I'd rather not have a perfectly flat one. I'd rather, a project bag needs a bit of room, doesn't it? So I will take the extra effort to sew some edges and yeah, do that. I will cut a little scrap of the jumpsuit fabric, put it in my purse so I could take it to town with me. Yeah. And then obviously we will crack on with stuff when we get back. I might take maybe a crochet project out with me, so then I can work on that while I'm at my mum's house. It would be very sensible. I will probably take out my sister's bag just so I can crack on with it. So I just need to measure against my bag to see how much more I need to do on that. And then yeah, I can know, because I've always got a measuring tape in my bag, how much more I need to work on. So I can put a stitch marker in and work down and know I need to do another 2 inches, 4 inches of work on. Basically it's just a long panel that I plan to fold into like an envelope bag, and then I've got to work on the sides and the strap. So yeah, but there we go. So we are going to have a busy old day today. So yeah, but for now I'm going to sit and work on this blue vest and get this finished. And yeah, once that's finished and steamed, and then I've sorted out my other bits and pieces, we will head out to town. It is currently 11 o'clock in the morning. I had a bit of a lay-in at 10, but I did set alarms, so I made sure I wasn't going to sleeping crazy late today. And yeah, no, yeah, so the aims for today, do a bit this morning, go to town, go to the fabric shop. I've got to go to my mum's, and then I'm going to go to Aldi, go get myself a bit of a treat dinner, because Ryan's obviously out this weekend, and I can have a bit of a girl dinner. As much as I'd love, you know, to be bougie and go to M&S and get, you know, myself a really nice meal deal. Yeah, it's just sweet and poor. We have a budget, so yeah, so instead we are going to go to Aldi. We can get way much more bang for our buck, and it's just as nice. So yeah, gonna get a nice meal, ready meal, bougie ready meal. I fancy loads of little bags of sweets as well. So yeah, we're gonna go get ourselves a couple of sweet treats, and yeah, have a lovely evening tonight, and then crack on tomorrow as well. So there we go. So I will catch up with you beautiful people probably before I head out, just so I can show you this finished garment, you know, all the ends weaved in, and it's steamed, so it's a finished thing. So I'll do a quick try on to show it off before I go to my mum's house and give it to her. So there we go. So I'll catch up with you beautiful folks later, and yeah, hope you enjoy and joining me in our Craftanoon, the extended version. I'll see you later. Hello. Thought I'd include a bit of normal as well as obviously all the crafting we're hoping to do. I have just been to my mum's house, been to Aldi. I did also go by the charity shop, but yeah, got a whole load of nice treats, and yeah, all kinds of lovely goodies, a couple of normal bits, and some nice dinner actually. I cheated and got myself a, yeah, let me show you it, a ready done tray of Hunter's chicken. It was only $2.99, so yeah, and I thought that would be lovely for dinner. Also, Aldi do pink lemonade things with popping candy, so they're like the Magnum ones. Let me and Rosie share one of in Paris, so I've got some of them, and yeah, their version of the purple knickknacks, and oh yeah, sticky toffee pudding. Won't necessarily all this be for this weekend, but you know. And I've got some of the bougie milkshakes. I got the white chocolate and vanilla, and I've also got the Belgian chocolate for the boy. And yeah, some other sweet treats and basics such as strolls. So it was like half, well, mostly sweet shopping, because these are the other treats. Romeo, which is their version of Bounties. Are you a Bounty person? We are. We love coconut in this family. Dolly mixtures. These like chewy lemon sweets I love. I've got raisins. So yeah, pile of lovely treats. Oh, and wine gums and chocolate peanuts. Chocolate peanut M&Ms basically. So yeah, so there we go. Let's quickly show you bits from my mum's house, and I could put all this away. And if I'm honest, swap layers, and yeah, buy myself a I could put the fan on now, but you know what I mean. I'll ignore the spine coming off. I was saying to my mum about how you know, she has a shelf of 2 shelves of notebooks. I have 2 shelves of sketchbooks, and she's like, actually, here's a sketchbook. And I went, thanks. She was like, oh, shit, sorry, I pulled the thingy off. I'm like, it's fine. I bought this a while ago off of Vinted. Was in my too close to my face and catching clothes moment, and gave it to my mum, who then said, because of the jeans I'm wearing, if I stand up and show you, they are art jeans, and they're my new pair, or newish pair from Vinted. And she was like, well, you now need your mesh shirt back. So yeah, so I've got this back. I might change the neckline up on it, or just unpick this bit. I think without that it'll be fine. It's that little bit up that does it. So yeah, so I may just fold it down and sew it down, and then cut off the extra, and then it should just be like a slightly higher neck t-shirt. So yeah, there we go. I did pop in the charity shop. Should I have? Of course not. Did I find something? Of course I did. Keep the receipt though, just in case it doesn't fit. Oh yeah, and I went to the sewing shop. I got this in the charity shop. This was £10. It is an XL Uniqlo dress. That's the back tie bit. It's got shirring on the back in a little panel, but not the all way round, which is the thing I kind of have an issue with on a lot of stuff. But it gives it boob room, which is what I struggle with. And it goes down tiered, and I think it's this one that's got the linen and stuff in it. Let's have a look. I was looking it up on the bus. It is 53% linen, 24% cotton, and 23% viscose. So it should dye. I looked it up on the internet. Originally 50 quid. I paid £10. And to be honest, it's maybe been worn, if once. So yeah, so I am very much looking forward to playing around with this. The joys of sewing: if the sleeves are a bit tight, undo the bias, redo it, you know. I could play around with it, but I'm thinking changing the colour of it, because I'm not a white dress kind of girly, but this in like, oh, I really want to say pink and orange. Pink, orange, or like ice dyed rainbow would be very fun. So yeah, so I'm thinking ice dyeing it, because then it doesn't matter about the viscose mix in it, because, you know, it's all good. I went to my local, sorry I'm sweating my arse off. local sewing and knitting shop. I did actually ask the lady who was there doing a class, and I was like, do you still do a crochet thing on Wednesday? And she was like, yes we do. And I'm like, so I might be able to go and socialise and crochet, which will be really fun. So yeah, so I got my pink bias tape. I went for the wider one, and yeah, I forgot to completely take my scrap with me, but I would say that is a pretty good colour. They only have one hot pink anyway, so the choice was this or pale pink. I've got the black elastic for my socks. I got the remnants to do the inside of my tulip bag, and as it would work out, they had tulip fabric. So I got 2 pieces of the pink because it's nice and square, and then I got this long piece of this purple one in case I need to add any extra to the top or something. And also I might fabric line the strap, so yeah, I feel that might be cute. So I picked this up. So their remnants are 50p each, so that's 150. And then I picked up this. This was entirely not needed, but it really was. I saw a really cool thing on TikTok, a sewing trick about if you put rickrack in a failed seam, I think it was, it will stick out. So you get like, you know, most of like that sticking out of a seam, which I thought was really freaking cool. But look at the size of this rainbow rickrack. Yee. So yeah, this was like 170 metre. I got 3 metres and thought we are going to have some fun with this. So yeah, so there we go. That is everything I got on my adventure to town. Both my mum and my sister fit this length sock. I know exactly the things we need, so I didn't even need to draw around their feet, which was great. I started a new sock out of my rainbow wall. This is how it's looking. I'm doing the V-stitch on top, and I'm doing double crochets on the bottom. So yeah, I'm trying a sort of more solid bottom and lacy top. But now I need to go put away this cold stuff and these ice creams. And I really need to go put something cool on. And then yeah, a big baggy t-shirt and cycling shorts are kind of cool in my name. God, the sun's coming out, so tell how pale I am. The sun reflects off my skin. It's ridiculous. So yeah, no. So I am going to put this away. And then yeah, cooler clothes on, because cooler clothes are needed. Big baggy t-shirt. Might put my tailor shirt back on. And I think what we're going to do... Oh, by the way, I didn't get the blue vest finished. And I didn't take my sister's bag down with me to work on. I worked on a sock instead, which was not on the to-do list. But I did get the bias. So I'm thinking, once I've got changed, chilled out for a smidgen, we are going to work on that jumpsuit. Get that jumpsuit done so I can wear it tomorrow. To do all the other stuff. And then, yeah. Obviously this evening I can chill and crochet as long as I fucking want, which is amazing. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to chilling out doing that. I can get out the fabric for the little project bags. And carry on crocheting my sock. Weaving the ends on my mum's thing. Oh, I hate weaving in ends. It's so frustrating. But I did about half of it in my defence. So if I start from like midnight last night / you know, the day of today, I technically have done all the half double crochet edging around most of the body and done one front panel of loose ends. So even if I just finish the half double crochet edging around the armholes and then it's just weaving in ends, I can do a little bit, set myself a timer of like 15 minutes of loose ends, and then go off and do something else, and then come back and do 15 minutes, then do like 15 minutes of Sophie's bag, then back to that, and sort of bounce between the two, because after about, you know, 20 minutes I'm a bit bored. So yeah, but cool. I'm gonna go put this chicken in the fridge, ice cream's in the freezer, and I'm gonna go and change into something decidedly more better for... It's only 24 in the house, but it is so muggy today. I am just literally dripping sweat from the back of my head, and it dripped off my ear. That's how gross it was in the shop. So yeah, so I really need to go and get something cooler on. And yeah, I'm definitely going to have a late night cooling shower this evening, so that will be very nice. But for now, put the essential chilly things away and just get cooler. So yeah, so I'll come back to you as we start doing some stuff. Alright? Hello, please excuse the change of light. I have had to close my big curtains just because the sun is directly at eye level and it's really freaking annoying. So yeah, quick update. I am in my comfiest of clothes. Cut out the little Lego panels, so they're all cut out with their zips. So that is probably going to be a tomorrow, so if I'm entirely honest, but it's cut out and prepped. I am doing the bias binding on this. It may look like there is nothing, but look, I'm doing it usually I would fold it over the top and have the halves, but I don't think there's a way you do it where you fold it all the way back and then you set down, so then it makes the seam all lovely and flat, and then it's all flat from the outside. So yeah, so that is what I'm doing now. Look, I'll show you. Here it is sewn on, and then you take it round and then fold it back, and then I'm going to sew along this bottom line here, and yeah, then we have got a little space. It's quite little. I have sewn some straps, but I think they're going to be too small, too big, so I might make them much smaller to do the straps, but don't think I'm going to start at the end on this one, so I could always unpick the end on this one. But yeah, so yeah, that is what I'm doing. I've done the front and back, so now I'm doing the armholes, and then I will figure out straps. I have cut out and sewn 2 tubes, but as you can see they're very wide, so I think I am going to have to re-sew these much thinner, and I think I'm going to turn them through and just put elastic in them, so then they're just elasticated straps. So yeah, there we go. So we're cracking through and working on this jumpsuit. So the jumpsuit will get done today, which is awesome. So that will be a tick off the bag. Sorry, I'm looking at my list and read part of it while I was talking. Shouldn't do that. That is part of the list done. And then I think what I will do is I think sit and chill for the evening and crochet. I think I will crochet the tulip bag straps, and I will probably carry on although it's not on the jobs list, carry on crocheting the sock. So yeah, so I think that's kind of the plan for the evening, is to get this jumpsuit done, get the bag straps done, and carry on with that sock. And then tomorrow I can do the ends and the armholes for my mum's vest, turn this dress into a skirt, do my sister's bag, or do a chunk of it at least. Try and finish, I think the main body would be really good. Then I can start working on the sides and the straps, so it gives me more of a kick up the arse to do it really. And then make the project bags, which I think would be really fun and not too much work, because it's basically cutting out long strip of fabric, attaching it all around the edges, turning it in, sewing the other side on, turning it, and then attaching a zip on top. So, and because it's a decorative zip, I can sew it directly on top. I don't have to fit the zip in. I sew it on top, it is done. So yeah, they are quite lazy, which is why, you know, I would prefer to sew project bags than buy them. Even second hand, I was looking at a bag in the charity shop. It was £1.50. It was like an M&S one, but it was pretty, but it was velvety. It made me feel weird, and I'm like, no. So yeah, so make ones that fit my purpose. But yeah, so, and obviously I will probably sew the lining for the tulip bag tomorrow. I'll crochet the straps this evening, or get as far as I can in crocheting the straps. But yeah, but for now I'm gonna crack on with this jumpsuit. So yeah, so you might get more of basically a finished thing tomorrow of here's all the things I did. But yeah, my aim is to get this bias sewn on, get the straps done, a bit of elastic through them, then they're finished. And then yeah, just hem the bottom of the trouser bits, then they're done, and then just sit and crochet and do myself some dinner. I'm gonna have Hunter's chicken for dinner, and I think some of those nice ice creams, although I dropped them as I was putting in the freezer, so 2 of them have all cracked, which is really pain in the bum, but oh well. Oh no, I've got to eat the chocolate off my ice cream before I eat my ice cream. How will I live? This camera just wants to be really, it makes my living room look so bright. It's not, it's because of a window behind my head. giving me the glow. So yeah, but there we go. So there is a today update and roundup. I'm just going to crack on with this, and yeah, there's not too much more to show that will be interesting. So but there we go. So yeah, so I have learnt how to sew bias a new way, so that is pretty cool. So yeah, and then get this jumpsuit done, crochet straps, carry on crocheting socks leisurely. That's not on my list, that's just for funsies. And have a lovely shower this evening before bed, whenever bedtime is, because it's just me. Bedtime is whenever I want it to be. So yeah, so there we go. That would be really fun to get some. If I get one job done this weekend, it's amazing. So if I could get, where are we, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs / 7 if we include the sock, 1,000 out of 10. So yeah, so I'll catch up with you people tomorrow, and yeah, we can carry on. But it just makes sense for me to carry on just chilling by myself, and also means I can blast my fan, because I realised watching some videos back while I filmed in the very, very hot temperatures, the sound of my fan is really loud. But I love you all, but I was not going to turn my fan off. Okay, it's still very hot and humid today. Doesn't matter, it's like 24, 20, I don't know, 24, 25, but it's just so humid and gross. So yeah, and I've been out, so that adds to the tiredness, but hey ho. I'll catch up with you beautiful people tomorrow. Hope you're having a lovely weekend yourselves. Bye. Hello, good morning, happy Sunday. I was telling you a smidgen this way. Let's have to deal with the window. Hope you're doing alright. I've just had a wee little yoghurt drink and my meds. I've got some twirly brioche for breakfast. Couple of bananas, because they're getting to the point I really need to eat them. So yeah, I've got 2 more left after this, so all good. Yeah, I did quite a bit last night. I didn't actually finish anything, but I did do stuff. Let me show you the jumpsuit and how far I got on it. Just ignore the window. Obviously I did all the bias on it, but I'll show you the straps as well. Look, I did the straps. They got elastic in them. This one I sewed on the wrong way. The only downside with the bias is it makes it all quite wavy, so it doesn't lay flat, which is frustrating. So on this side you can see I have given it some very big darts, which I need to take, obviously turn the other way and sew in. And I need to take it up, and I need to finish covering the straps where they've been sewn on that side. This side they're all pretty, this side they are not. And this one I need to take off and redo. But yeah, I didn't do the hem or the legs, but I'm kind of done with it for now. I don't want to sew it today. I'm not sure if any of you sew and you're like, you reach a point and you're like, nope, done, on to another project, which is why I've always got loads of half done stuff, because sometimes you just need to stop something and come back to it with a clearer brain and just to be in the mood to sew that thing. I'm kind of done with that. I'm pleased I did all the edging. I'm pleased it's got the straps. It fits fine. It's just literally, it will take me like an hour's worth of sewing to fix it, but I don't want to do that hour's worth of sewing today. Sorry, I've just got to chuck this fan on. It is already hot and muggy, and we are due some cracking thunderstorms today apparently. I could already see a massive rain cloud coming overhead, so yeah, so it's going to be a fun day today. But yeah, so I did that. As you saw, I cut out the Lego panels. You know when you're a shitbag and you procrastinate something, and then when you start doing it you're like, wow, this is easy and nice and quick. Yeah. The handles for the tulip bag are that. I have done them with little granny squares on the bottom. Come on, focus. My camera's focus can be a jerk sometimes. Little granny squares at the bottom, and then it's got 4 rows of half double crochets. So they're strong, but they stretch this way, not this way, so it won't stretch out too much, is the hope. So yeah, so I've done it to the length of my water lilies bag I got from Monet's Garden because I love the length of that bag. So yeah, so I've done it to the length of that. So I've got one finished one, and literally I am halfway on this one. So I've just got to do 2 more rows and then this one's done. Then I can attach it. So I will say we are going to get the tulip bag finished today, definitely. Because obviously I bought the remnant fabric yesterday to do the lining, which is, you know, a couple of bits of sewing, and I am going to use my machine to sew the straps just into the bag. So yeah, once I finish these 2 lines of crochet, the rest of this bag is just a bit of sewing on the machine. So I'm quite chuffed with that. So this will get done, which is amazing because it's a beautiful bag and it needs to be seen out and about. So that is definitely getting finished. Let me just have a look at my little list I've got here. As ever, I think my list was extremely over ambitious. I do not know how to write a normal list of like 2 or 3 things. I have to always go over the top. I mean, this has got 6 and I added a sock to it, so it's 7. So yeah, I was a bit over ambitious, but you know what? Whatever isn't done can be another weekend's adventures, you know, or just something to do in the next couple of weeks. I always give myself enough tasks to do in 2 days that could be done in a month, you know. So I'm just ridiculous like that, and I always like starting new things, like the rainbow sock. So yeah, so I think obviously the jumpsuit isn't going to happen today. I'm going to finish the tulip bag, that's definitely happening. I think I should do the maxi skirt out of the crochet fabric. That would be very fun to do. And I would enjoy doing that. And I think I probably will make these project bags up just because it's just a bit of fabric all around the edge, of which I can just pin it. And then yeah, sew the zip on the fabric first and then just pin it and sew it all. So yeah, so I think I can quite easily get 3 things done today, which, pardon me, is amazing. And then that just leaves, God, I'm making all the noises this morning, my apologies. I did just have a massive drink, so that may be why my body's like, liquids. So then that just leaves my sister's bag. Do the edges and finish the edges. I've got to do the armholes and then weave in the ends on the blue vest, of which I might go between the 2, do like 10 minutes of vest, 20 minutes of bag, and just keep alternating till one's done and then just crack on with the other. I think that is what I might have to do on just one of the days, like Monday, Tuesday, just crack on and get, you know, just work on that as my thing. And then when I've done them, I can go into my other fun projects in my brain, because then I've got 2 things off my to-do list. And then once they're done, which will be another day, that only leaves the jumpsuit. So I think that's pretty cool. And that is more just summer pyjamas. I mean, the reality is I don't have to make it perfect, but I am making it perfect because I'm an overachiever. So yeah, I might just, you know, just cheat and, but then my internal, but I've made it all lovely so far, why don't I just finish making it lovely? Because then if I wanted to pop over to the shops in it, I could, you know. So I probably will finish it nice because my internal perfectionist has to now. But yeah, but today's plan is finish the tulip bag and make the crochet skirt, and then if we get it done, great. If not, oh well, that's fine. It's the Lego project bags. I'm not bothered if they get done. Would be nice if I could, but to be honest, I think a crochet project and a sewing project in a day is pretty damn amazing. So yeah, so I think we're going to go with that. I think 3 projects in a day was over ambitious, especially bearing in mind I was out most of yesterday. Yeah, so there is that. But you know, we're getting stuff done because the tulip bag is on my whip project of stuff I want to get done. So yeah, the sooner I get it done, the sooner I can use it and wear it. So that is all good. I can add the jumpsuit back into, I have a bag of like to do sewing projects and little bits, like I've got like fabric that will make great linings for project bags, or like nice, like I'm thinking of doing like some crochet bags, like little like makeup bag style ones out of like granny squares, and they would make lovely linings. So I've got to like two or three shirts I bought that just didn't fit across the bust or wherever they didn't fit, that I love the fabric of, that I'm going to upcycle to make linings. So yeah, so I've got stuff like that sitting in there, but I do have some projects in there, so when I want to do a certain project it can sit there and be like, ah, let's work on that. So yeah, so that's why I'm going much less let's go buy something, let's get stuff online, let's buy new things, and I'm going with, well, let's work with what we got in our house already. What do we already own that we love and that we could make? Or do we have a pattern we love, and do we have fabric we love? Oh my god, put the two together, we can make a garment we love, so then we've already got then a new summer clothes, you know, that kind of thing. Like I watched the other day 10 meters of patchwork fabric, because it's 2 meters wide, 5 meters long, so it's 10 meters fabric, the way I figure it. So yeah, I washed that, and then I also washed the pumpkin like poly jersey I bought to make just some interesting, you know, bloomberry bottoms just as a layer, you know. So I thought sticking out over tights and then with a dress would be really fun. So yeah, so you know, I've got that kind of thing. So they're fun little projects to sit and sew, and there is so much of that patchwork fabric. It could be a big like gathered Holly Hobby style dress, and then I can make trousers, and god, I could even make curtains. There is that much of it. I could actually make a pair of curtains. I think that probably was its intended use, but I mean, it's slightly stiff. I mean, I have washed it, but it's still got, it's not the most flowy cotton, but it will make those wonderful structured garments. So yeah, so I'm going to use that for something, but now I know it's washed and everything, so that's good. So any finishes on it have come off. Yeah, but there we go. So yeah, so today's plan is to get the tulip bag done and to make a maxi skirt, which would be really lovely to have in my rotation of stuff, because there is something really magical about a big swooshy skirt, and especially one that I can make that is #1 jersey, #2 with an elasticated waist, so it fits all kinds of bloating and body changes. So thankfully it's a bit of a bonus my elastic jar didn't fit in my cupboard, because I'm kind of using it a lot. So yeah, so I will be using that, and yeah, making a really fun garment out of, I love the dress and I love the fabric, but it just didn't fit me on the bust, and my actual rib cage is just, yeah, not big enough for it on top of a bigger bust. It's, yeah, it was just tight. Fitted, but it just felt very tight. So yeah, so we've already upcycled the sleeves on it, which is one of my favourite things. Now we're going to upcycle a good chunk of the fabric in a skirt, and then what is left is become lining for a bag. So one dress is going to make 3 projects, which is pretty impressive, and out of that 2 different garments I can wear and accessory. So yeah, so, but for now I'm going to sit here. I've got Sunday YouTube on. I'm going to sit and eat my breakfast, and I'm going to crochet these last 2 rows of half double crochets on this. I'm just using a big ball of white cotton. I don't really quite know if it matches. Well, this is the one it was, so it's more of a cream, or I don't know, so it doesn't matter because they're straps, to be honest. So yeah, so I'm going to have my breakfast, carry on crocheting these straps, and then yeah, we will do some sewing to get the lining for the bag done, and then yeah, so straps on, and then that project will be done. Then we can make a skirt, which would be lovely. So yeah, so there we go. There are our plans for the day. And if I just want to do something a bit quiet, mindless, I will carry on crocheting my rainbow sock. So yeah, so we're definitely going to get 2 things today, 3 if we're feeling ambitious. So yeah, so there we go. So, but for now, breakfast. So I'll catch up with you once the strap's done and I've had some food, and yeah, I'll either show you a bit of sewing or just show you the finished article, to be honest. So we will see what I decide. So I'll see you in a bit. Hello. There we go. Sorry, I was just checking the viewfinder. The brightness setting had changed on my camera. I lent it to my son to record his friend's theatre thing. And yeah, obviously buttons got pressed. So there we go. I look less, you know, insanely bright now. I hope you enjoyed my little clips of the rain. The rain has finally come. We've had some cracking thunder. It's been great. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with you before I sew the lining in, because once the lining's sewn in, you won't see this. Tulip bag has straps. But my system of sewing in, I sewed in the little granny squares, has worked out so well. So yeah, and I've made a lining. I didn't need the other bit of the tulip fabric, only the 2 bits of the pink, which has been great. So yeah, so I am now about to, I do have the sides pinned in. So yeah, so I'm about to trim it down with some pinking shears, sew it in, then my tote bag is done. So yeah, I shouldn't procrastinate because it looks so good. So yeah, so it will be the first actual finished project for this weekend though, so hey, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, so there we go. So yeah, also sewing crochet cotton, it's lovely, it's so lovely. So yeah, I can see now why some people sew certain bits of crochet together. It would give it, as well as if you crocheted and then went over it with a sewing machine in places, it gives it more strength and it just feels really nice. So there we go. But I just wanted to share with you my little granny square trick of adding the squares to the bottom of the strap, so it's not just, you know, one line of stitches, you've got a whole square you can sew onto, and also sew the stitches where they meet the bag and give it as much strength as possible. And also these don't stretch down, so hopefully, you know, crochet won't get longer and longer and longer as I go on using it. So but yeah, so I'm now about to trim down the lining, sew it in, and then we have a finished project. But I had to share with you yeah, that little tidbit, because once the lining is sewn in you won't see it anymore. But yeah, so this isn't needed, but I will keep it for lining on something else, or adding lining to straps on something. You know, it's a very pretty little bit of remnants. So there we go. So I'll come back to you probably in about 5 minutes with a finished bag, so I can go look it's done. But there we go. Hello, project number 1 finished. Hey. It has straps, it is lined. And the lining can be pulled out, so if I get loads of like schmutz and bits in it, I can just pull the lining out and shake it to get rid of the bits. Because yeah, I am a scruffy tote bag owner. But I have finished the tulip tote bag that I started just because I wanted to learn how to do the tulip stitch, which I think was worth it so much. So there we go. So yeah, so there's the back that I did flat because it's going to be against my body. Straps, nice and long. So yeah, it's got good length on it. And it's a nice big bag. I could have baguette in it, you know. Very happy bunny. Next I am moving on to, I can now chuck my mono bag out the way. I was going to do the crochet skirt first, but while I have some white thread in my machine and a white bobbin, I'm going to just work on these little Lego pouches. I've decided I'm just going to sew the zips directly to the top because they're decorative, and for the like connecting sides, just hold it up so you can get a visual. I'm going to do little triangles in the side here, so it's got a nice width at the bottom, and I'm going to give it obviously a rectangle bottom, but then it's going to zip flat at the top. So that is the style project bag I'm going to do. I'm about to sew these together. So yeah, so I'm going to sew the zips on. I've got some colourful Lego fabric out in my fabric bag, so I think I'm going to go ninja some of that just to do the little triangles on the bottom. because if it's a Lego project bag, it may as well be an over-the-top Lego project bag. So yeah, so I'm going to sew the zips on, cut the fabric out, sew it together, and then they're done. So yeah, I'm not going to line them, I'm not going to do any fancy seams because they are project bags. Yeah, it's going to have a ball of wool, sometimes a little pair of scissors and a crochet hook chucked in it. So yeah, they don't need to be perfect, they just need to be functional. So yeah, so I'm going to sew the zips onto the 2 bits of fabric, so like this, and then sew the zip connecting the 2. The only thing I might do is obviously hem the top, just because that has got to go with a zip on it, so I might just hem the top bits first, and then yeah, we will be making some project bags, which is very fun. So there we go. So yeah, so it's a bit more sewing today than crochet, which is very fine. I'm not complaining about having a sewing day. So yeah, so I'm going to make these little bags. I can't remember if what the red or the green goes with, but we're going to go green with the pizzeria and red with the restaurant one. And yeah, get these sewn up with the zips, go cut out the fabric, sew them together, then they're done and dusted. Then I could do the skirt. So yeah, so it's a lot of sewing today, which is cool actually. I miss having sewing days. So I'm just going to move all my little scraps into the pile I've got kind of going on the floor. The rain and the thunder's now stopped, so there's kids playing out. So, but yeah, so there we go. So cool. Catch up with you probably when the project bag's done, to be honest, because I cannot see them taking too long. I've just found a whole load of new crochet YouTubers I've sort of, you know, going to give all a go. So yeah, so I'm going to go hem the tops, sew on zips, make the triangles, bottom, put it together. Catch up with you when I've got 2 finished project bags, which are going to be perfect for taking my Christmas socks that I'm to make people out and about in. So yeah, so see in a bit. Hello, I need to just mute my YouTube. My bestie just called and asked if I wanted to go for an adventure, which I am. So our craft together weekend is being paused temporarily to get my bestie, but let me show you. I've pinned the zip, and I remember I have my pinking shears next to me, so I'm pinking shearing around all the squares. So yeah, so the zip on this one is pinned in, half of the zip on this one is pinned in. I just need to pinking shear the other side. I will do them when I get back, but yeah, for now I'm literally putting my socks and shoes on, just put some more outdoory style bottom half on, and yeah, I'm gonna go mooch around the shops with my bestie and just chat shit. So I might take my bag out actually, so might go give it a test run. So not that I've got money to buy anything, but you know, it's cute to take a bag out. Could always put, I don't know, a drink in it or something. So yeah, so I think I might do that. But there we go. So we will come back to Craftanoon once I've seen my bestie, and yeah, we've set the world to rights. So I'll see you, probably knowing me and her, in a couple of hours. There's the shitting rain. Hello, back out from my adventure with my bestie. As you would have seen, the little clip, took my bag out. It looks so good. I bought a couple bits. I didn't need to buy anything, but it had a massive TK Maxx, and also it had one of those shop visit choice. Yeah, choice, which is a outlet for like Next, Tesco and H&M in there as well. So yeah, but predominantly Next. So but in TK Maxx I got this. It was £7.99. Does this not just give Jack Skellington, like when they're looking at the trees at the beginning, when it goes not so long ago? And yeah, it's a big tree with spooky things carved into it, and it's a big utensil pot. So yeah, so this is going to go in my kitchen, for my spooky kitchen. I am yet to see anything like that, and yeah, I love a bit of spooky homeware, so it's a really good investment basically. So just wanted to see what brands these are. Well, they're just next crop ankle socks. Originally £10, I got them for £2, and these are insanely soft, like crazy soft. So I got myself some socks. And then I got this. They had a set, they had stuff in, and then they had everything, or a good chunk of stuff, on a 50% sale. So I got this. My weird body to small people's like, it's not going to fit, it's not going to fit, and then I'm like, I like it. It was originally 20, well, let's have a look. The retail price is 42 quid. They went down to 21. And then they had a half price, better than a half price sale, so it went down to £8.25. And I got this. It is a little play suit. I don't know the play suit. And it is like William Morris inspired. It's a nice heavy duty fabric. Got little lapels, and it's short sleeve, and then it's got an elasticated bit. It's a zip as well, which I think is so cool. It goes down into some little shorts. I am going to unpick the shorts, so it gives it a little bit more in the leg, and if I need to I can extend, I think, with a bit of lace or trim or a bit of blue fabric, something, if I need to make the legs a bit longer. But I got it in a size 20 because it's not got a lot of stretch in it, and obviously weird body to small for you. But £8.25 I thought was a bargain and worth trying, and if it doesn't fit, it can go unfitted. So yeah, so there we go. Just got myself something to eat because I'm starving. And yeah, I'm going to carry on working on these little Lego pouches I was doing before I left. Gonna see how far we get, even if I just maybe just sew the zips today. So yeah, and then I might chill and just crochet my sock. But we have finished the tulip bag. We've finished, I'd say, about 80% on the jumpsuit. We have finished about half of weaving in the ends, and I've done all the edging on the main body of the vest. I'm just looking at my list. And we may start on the Lego bag. So 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6 projects having something done on them. Getting all of them finished was very ambitious, but getting lots of bits done, half to finished, it's pretty good. There's no saying I might carry on with maybe project bags a bit later or tomorrow, but I'm thinking have some nice lunch, get these, I don't know, I might just leave the bags as they are. I'm entirely honest, I enjoy getting out with my mate, and yeah, I might just chill out, to be honest. So there is nothing wrong with that. It's been a very, very lovely afternoon. My boyo is back from camping now. He had a good time. But yeah, I think the reality is I just want to tidy up. If I show you what's next to me, my mess. There's my lunch I'm about to eat. But my mess of stuff, I want to tidy this up. Yeah, just sort it out so I can, yeah, just take it easy, I think. Because yeah, but no, it's been a very lovely weekend. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, it was interesting going out and all that rain. Obviously you would have seen the clip, me in my bag, and then all that rain. So yeah, it's been interesting. But yeah, so I'm thinking it's been nice. I've enjoyed doing crafty things. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm kind of done for the day. I just want something to eat, and then I'm going to sit and just do something really quiet. And I think, yeah, crocheting my sock is a lovely quiet thing to sit and do. I'm going to chuck right through the bath because obviously he smells like a bonfire and he has very achy muscles, and then we are going to, yeah, just have a pleasant evening, the two of us. And then yeah, obviously tomorrow we start another weekly vlog, so yeah, there is that. So I will catch up with you beautiful people in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this weekend. I hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, we will see how far maybe next week or next weekend we can carry on and get stuff finished. But yeah, let me know, do you enjoy like these crafty weekend vlogs? Because I quite enjoy doing a crafty weekend vlog. It's nice to have a bit of a list and just sit and see what we can get done. So yeah, so I'm quite content and happy with what we've got done. And yeah, let me know if you've been busy with anything fun this weekend, or just what you've been up to this weekend. Let me know. And yeah, I'll catch up with you beautiful people in my next video. Bye.